So this is just a little video I thought I'd make for fun. And I found this video in my archives a little while ago, and I thought to myself, yeah, it'd be fun to just put this online for entertainment purposes. So it's sort of not directly related to the pyramids or not the main stream of research that I've been doing, but it is definitely related. And it's the concept of the famous delta T antenna being an antenna to manipulate the hyperdimensions in a way to transmit telepathy and cloak a ship, which it was a part of that experiment as well, or a side branch of that experiment. So I've been obsessed with the idea of being able to create vortexes my whole life, and until I discovered the pyramids systems, I was always interested in trying to create vortexes by spinning magnets or spinning electric fields. Then I realized that's an inferior way to do it. The concept is that doing that in those systems is trying to force a system to do something which naturally it will do if you set up the correct parameters. So my theory suggests that if you set up the correct parameters, the system will go into vortex by itself. With a little assistance, it will want to vortex. But these systems here are ways to artificially try and get the hyperdimensions to vortex using coils or spinning. Coils to set up spinning fields or literally spinning mass or magnets. So this is kind of a modified version of the delta T concept. And what I've taken from the concept is just the simple law of the way that you can use solid state coils to actually create a spinning field using actual intervals of time, and switching coils on and off using a sinusoidal waveform too that have the correct phasing. So I've very crudely drawn up this system where there's two sine waves connected to two different coils. So this is the first coil, and that is the second coil. And so basically you have, quite simply, a fade transition between on, off, on, off for the first coil. The second coil is on, off, on. And so this is a rough correspondence up here. So A, being the first coil, is on. The field is passing through in this direction. B, when the second coil B is on, the first coil is off and set up so that the field is traveling in this direction. C, which A, the coil A and C are the same. When that coil is on in negative, coil B and D are off, and the field is reversed. And then when D is on, which is the same as B, C and A are off. And so therefore setting up that sequence allows you to create a rotating field. And if the frequency is high enough, you can get that field to rotate at stupendous speeds. And so in a little video that you'll see, in a moment of inspiration, and a few improvised parts to track this system and see how efficient it was, I decided to just put a magnet within these coils and observe its spinning. And so the idea was that the magnet's not necessary to spin the hyperdimensional energy, but it's a way of responding to the fields stimulated. So practically speaking, it's kind of operates like, let's say it operates like an electric motor in the way that I've set it up. And you can see this quite clearly in a little video. And the coils together, as you'll see in the video, are organized like this. So it's simply just two coils with the correct sine wave phasing. And yes, you can get it to spin with the magnet, but take the magnet out. This is creating a rotating field that you can spin almost to any frequency that you desire, provided that the resolution of the sine wave is clean. And the concept of this is to create portholes to the hyperdimensions. And the art that I understood and learned was how to do this using pyramids. But this is a much cruder and more forced way to do it, I guess. And probably much, it's not to be underestimated what these systems can do. And I steer clear of these systems. I have a natural hesitation towards them, and almost, yes, I mean, you don't want to, this system is essentially attempting to create a hole, I guess, to bridge. It's like a negative pressure. And if you create a hole that is tuned to the incorrect place, then it's impossible to know what the outcome is. So I stay clear of this, but it is very, very curious to me. So this is really just for fun and just to show, I guess, in a motion form, the mathematics in motion, the upcoming video, to illustrate what's actually going on in this system, and to understand that yes, rotating fields do have an effect on the hyperdimensions, but unless you know what you're doing exactly, I would be cautious as to I'd tread with caution. All right, I'll put the video in. So this is the delta T proof of concept of a magnetic vortex set up within this little creation that I made. Very cute. Made very, very quickly and very crudely. Just has a magnet on two drawing pins within two rings perpendicular to themselves. So these waves are being fed out of phase. I haven't got the chart, but basically, if you look at the phasing here, peaks and troughs are opposite. So, 2, 3, 4. Each coil is stimulated in a fashion the field rotates around. So, essentially, it's a physical concept of the delta D antenna. Delta T, sorry, antenna, where it is, I'll just make it look a little nicer, where it is a rotating magnetic field indeed, but uniform enough to actually make this magnet spin on fairly low power. So there we go. There she goes. Now, the reason I set it up to spin slowly is to find out how efficient it was. It's easy to spin it fast, but it's not as easy to spin it slow. So I'm going to try different waveforms, a saw wave as well. But that's basically it in action. spinning around like that. It looks cool. Something smells here, but it's not the coil. The coil's cold. So basically, that's the lowest frequency I can get it to spin, which I think is pretty impressive, and I can also juice it up as well. I can make it spin to whatever speed I want. Turn up the pitch. Make it even faster. There we are. Look at her, just spinning around like that. It's pretty cute. So I don't know what RPM that is. You can see the spindling drawing pin. But there is a bit of resistance in it, so I'm not sure where that's coming from. I can feel it. So I'm going to try different waveforms to figure out how to fix that conflict going on. Oh, there she goes. It's really going now. That is going fast. Anyway, I better turn it off before it... I don't want to heat up the coils too much because they're only crude.